everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. Today is Mixed Media Frenzy and we are going to be doing this layout here in the upper right hand corner. I am going to do mine a little bit different, so stay with me on this one. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to gesso my white cardstock. I always use clear gesso to prep my paper. It kind of works as a sealant for your paper so that the water and things don't seep through. I'm also using Vicki Bouton's foundation paper because that is my favorite go-to whenever I'm doing mixed media. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this beautiful color that we got in our Hip Kit Club kits. It's fall and it's called Red Hot Orange. So it's kind of like this really cool orange color, definitely fall color. And I'm just going to do the center part of my paper. So that's why you saw me do my brush on the packaging so that it will kind of stay centered to that area. I didn't want the water going all over the place when I flipped it over. So I kind of keep it in the middle of my packaging. So now I did go in with a second coat because that was a little too light. So see how I'm using my brush and I'm keeping it in the middle of that packaging, and I'm not using too much water this time because I want it to be a little bit darker. So you kind of can control when you're doing the packaging technique how you want your color to be, how dark you want it to be or how light you want it to be. And you can also use your paper towels like I'm going to do right there to dab it up, and I really like the way that's looking. So now in my Hip Kit Club kits that we got last month, we got this really cool paper. One side has these half tags on it, just the top part of the tags, and I'm going to use those as part of my strip. I'm going to have them going down the middle of my page. Just like you see in their layout, they have some strips. Well, I'm going to kind of do mine a little bit different because I wanted to go for a fall layout. So I'm getting inspiration from this, but I'm kind of making it my own and kind of doing my own thing. So I'm going to use some of these. I'm not going to use all of them. I picked the colors that I wanted to use. And the photo that I'm documenting today, it's a photo of my son. My kids, I have 5 kids we adopted. And my son, we had a Halloween party. We did our own Halloween party because we didn't go trick-or-treating. And we did bobbing for apples, and this is him bobbing for the apples, and it was so cute. He was the first one to get the apple, so very sweet. And I don't know if you saw my last layout, I did one of my daughters as well, so I'm kind of trying to get all of their photos scrap before fall is over. So now this is kind of how it's going to go. I do end up turning all the tags around one direction though. So now I decided to do some rips because I like my stuff to look grungy. I like grungy layouts. And this is kind of a little bit of a grungy layout because they have lots of stamping and things going on it. So I decided to take this checkered piece that I also had in my Hip Kit collection. And I can't remember what the collection is. I am so sorry. But I will look and I will put it down below in case you are interested in getting this collection. I think it is, some are Simple Stories, and some is Days of Splendor, I believe. So, but I will definitely check it out for you. So now what I'm going to do is I put a hole in the middle with my little hole punch for the tags because I'm going to put some twine in them, some string. And I end up going with, this is actually not black, it's really like a dark brown. And it's for fall. So I decided to go with that color. And I'm just going to put one in each one of these little tags. And then I'm going to distress the edges of everything. I distressed the edges of the tags. I'm also distressing the edges of these rip pieces that I did. And these papers are so pretty. And I would definitely try to mention them. Give you the name of them down below in my description box. And I'm going to kind of stick them together like that, and then they're going to go on my layout kind of in the middle like that. Now most of this is going to get covered up that you saw me do, so there's not going to be too much sticking out. It's just going to be peeking a little bit from behind all of this. So That's the marvelous thing of mixed media, is that you can cover things up if you don't like it. But I do like this. But I'm just saying that you can do that. It's very easy to cover up on a mistake, or, just putting papers over it, or embellishments, or whatever you have. It's very easy to fix, your mistakes. I very rarely, when I do make mistakes with mixed media, which I do, I very rarely will throw it out. Even if I don't use it, I will put it aside and I will find something to use it with, whether it's with punches and punching out, the parts that I colored or whatever, but I will definitely use it. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to tape everything down. So I'm going to tape down these strips. I already taped them together and now I'm gluing them down, and then I'm going to glue down all of these tags. Now I found that when I use my tape gun and my glue, when I use mixed media, it tends to stick down a lot easier. So that's what I've been doing lately. I kind of do a double, because sometimes even when I use the sketch glue, sometimes things lift up anyways because of the mixed media. So it all depends on how much mixed media I have on my page, but I try to do both. But that's how it's going to go, guys, what I just showed you. So now I have this really cool stamp by Bo Bunny, and these are kind of like mixed media stamps. And this one looks like a tree bark. So what I did is I'm going to put it in the one section on the left-hand side where it's just kind of open with just the color. And I'm going to go all the way down because I decided to do something different out of nowhere. In the middle of this whole thing, I decided to change my mind and I went in a different direction. So what I did is, after I did that, and I love the way that bark's looking on the side, because it's kind of like a woodsy, I decided to come in with this piece and I cut the other half of the paper off and I taped it down to make it a 12 by 12. And then I roughed up the edges of this as well, like that. And I used that orange piece, and I love it. I think it looks really cool. I like the different sides of it. One side being white like that, and then one side having that. But you're going to see me do a little bit of a cluster in the upper, at the top of the page, basically. So now what I'm doing is I put that aside, because now I'm thinking about what else I want to do, and I'm just kind of taking these cards that I had in the collection as well, cut apart cards, and I just backing my photo with them, because behind their photos in the layout they have a lot of layers behind the photos. So I decided to layer the back of my photos with these cards, because that's basically what I use the cut apart cards for, unless it's something that I want a fussy cutout or something like that. Basically I just use it to make layers behind my photos. So I did about 3 layers on each of these, and I used all these little cut apart sheets, which is super cool. And they got used up, so that's the main thing, trying to use up all my stuff before fall is over. And I did distress the edges, as you see me doing there, with my little distress tool. And now I'm going to do the same thing with this photo. And I love the pictures of my son's face holding the apple. He's got his eyes closed because he had water on his eyes. And then I show him going actually in to the, well, it wasn't a barrel. We used a plastic container. So, but it was really cool. They had so much fun. And we had a ball watching them. So now what I'm doing is I pop them up with some craft foam. And this is just regular craft foam you can get at craft store, or I get mine at Walmart in the kids section. And then this is a little frame that we got. It's a Jen Hatfield collection. It's her fall collection, and I decided to use it. These all came in my Hip Kit Club kits in the past couple months that I got. And I'm going to use that and put a little frame, because you see at the top of theirs they have something. So that's what I'm kind of going for here. So I had that little chipboard piece that says fall, and then I had this little thickers that had flowers, and that was from the Simple Story collection, and I decided to stick that on my frame. And now I'm going to come in with these gold, beautiful, I love all the gold that we got in our kits. And I decided to use this little round leaf frame to go on the top part of my one photo there. And my last layout that I did yesterday for Punched Out Thursday, my title was Bob for Apples. And this time I decided to go with sweet because I wanted to bring the gold in, and I thought sweet was good because apples are sweet, and he's sweet. My son is sweet. So I just went with that. Sometimes I struggle with titles, guys. I don't know. I run out of things like to come up with, but yeah, that's what I went for. So then I had these sticker sheets that were for my Echo Park collection, and I decided to dip into that stash and use some of those up. So I ended up using a couple of the leaves, and what I did is I just stressed them with some Distress Oxide. It's called Aged Mahogany, and I really love it for the fall. It's a really beautiful deep red color, and I like it on the edges of the papers, of the stickers. So I popped those leaves up with some craft foam, and now I'm going to use this little round leaf looking, branch looking, I don't know, circular piece here. And I popped that up also, and I put that one on this side of my other photo. And now I'm going to stick a couple leaves over here as well. So I'm just going to distress the edges and then pop it up with some craft foam and my glue and glue them down. And I used a couple leaves on this one, I believe, on the bottom here, and then I used a couple up there. And then you're going to see me come in. Let me see, what else do I do? I'm trying to think what else I do. But while I'm doing that, I do want to remind you all not to forget to check out the other ladies who are also in Mixed Media Frenzy. Also, don't forget to check out our Facebook group. We do have a Facebook group, so if you're on Facebook, all you have to do is ask to be in the group, and we'll okay it, and then you can be in the group, and you can show us your mixed media, and then you can see what we do every week as well. And we also have a hop at the end of the month that you can join in as well. We let everybody join in who wants to, who's on YouTube or Instagram, or just to follow along. You can do that as well. So I will have that link down below as well, so make sure you check it out. And then I decided to put that little owl there because he was cute. So I stuck him there. And then I stuck that little heart, gold heart, underneath my sweet. So it's kind of like sweetheart. Get it? Sweetheart. Because he's my sweetheart boy. And so I decided to go in with some splatters. And I'm using the same color, the magical powder. And it's red hot orange. And I just went in with a little bit of splatters. Not too much this time. I usually go a little crazy with my splatters, but this time I kept it not so much. I toned it down a bit. And then I had this other circular piece that I decided to stick on here as well that says love. And these are just chipboard round pieces that I got in a kit as well. And now I'm going to go in with some of these little enamel dots, and I stuck some green ones over here in this cluster. And then I stick some by the frame up there, and then some down here where this cluster is. And I really love the way this turned out, guys. It looks super cool. Definitely fall. And I didn't add any apples to this. I let the pictures speak for themselves. And I just went ahead and went with it with just using all my other embellishments that I have that are fall. So, and I think it turned out really cool. I really, really like it. So there you go. There is the layout. So I hope you guys all like it. Not really close to theirs, but somewhat. I did go off of it. It definitely gave me inspiration, and I kind of went in my own little direction, but I definitely think it was pretty close, just a little bit different. And here are the close-ups, and I want to thank you all for watching. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you. Just hit that red subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. Also, don't forget, like I said, check out the Facebook group. It's Mixed Media Frenzy Facebook group. I will have the link down below as well, along with the other ladies. So I want to thank you all for watching. And remember, stay crafty. Bye.